All right. Hi, and welcome to today's Plumbers of Data Science episode. Today I finally figured out to stop the timer so we don't hear the bells ringing and activate the mic. So it's a great start. Today we're going to look at a few things here. Today we're going to look at the data platform at booking.com. And I have been looking a bit more into Druid that we've discussed yesterday in the Airbnb data platform. First of all, hi, great to have you guys here. Same faces as yesterday. It's awesome. I'm glad you like that. So I'm going to dive right in. Maybe we need to do a bit of shorter stream today because I have to admit that I haven't had the time to prepare as much as I would like to for the stream today. So we're going to just fighting in the background with some windows here. Why doesn't that work? How are you all doing? All good? Okay. Yeah, I need to make a playlist for this thing. I just need to pop out the chat here so I don't have to look down here so much. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Great idea, Dragonfly. So, should we start with Druid or should we go into booking.com immediately? Let's start with booking.com. So what I have been looking into, I have found two SlideShare examples or SlideShares slides from booking.com. This one is from the Spark Summit. When was that? That was from October 2017, so it's a bit more than a year old. So let's dive right in here. The idea here, behavioral features for machine learning with Spark streaming. So this is Spark, a presentation aimed for Spark, but what I have found here, interesting stuff. Let's go further here. This is just, I'm going to put the links to all the slides and so on that I'm showing after the stream into the comments so you can check everything out yourself. I don't want to go into the analytics here. I want to go into the tooling. This is the basic step for I like this for data science. Basic steps: have a business case, and then or figure out a business case, then get the data, train the models, deploy and monitor the models, and then work on new business models. And because of the insight you are finding through all this process, or when stuff is working. I'm making a huge mess here. Make a new business case and work on some new stuff. This is a bit more they say approved version, but I don't want to go into all the details here. Features, training, and so on. This is something I'm thinking about making a table where we are going to in the vertically we are going to make all the use cases or the case studies, and then horizontally we are going to put in all the tools, and so we can however have an overview of who uses which tool. So this may be interesting because we are seeing the same tools everywhere here. I find this very interesting. Yeah, because this table is then going to build up, and I think this could be a good idea. As you can see, the process that we have seen almost before, you get the data, you put it into Kafka, and then they say directly to Hive. There is a step between, but then from there through Spark streaming into Cassandra, a NoSQL database, and from there into Druid. And here is Druid again. So I find this interesting that there is you can find Druid here again. Yesterday we thought, okay, Airbnb, this might be not a production environment, and maybe there are not so many people who are using Druid. And out of luck, Booking.com again uses Druid, and so I was thinking of I was curious to learn more about Druid and what Druid is all about. And so I found an interesting slide in the Towards Data Science Distribution, not slide, an article, Introduction to Druid, Your Interactive Analytics at Big Scale. And that one explains very good where Druid is in the middle. So it's more of it's like a time series database, analytics database, search system. And so yeah, it's the setup, how each row of the database looks, and then under the hood here. And what I found interesting, and I have looked it a bit up, and now I understand how that works, and I find this a good idea. So the idea with Druid is that you're getting your data, and the data flows flows into the middle manager nodes, and those are storage nodes that can be queried through SQL queries. Hence here from the broker nodes. So you have your client, the client makes queries to the broker node, and the broker nodes then, for instance, gets the data through the middle manager nodes. And the idea here, and I didn't understand this yesterday, but now it's more clear. The middle manager nodes then, what they do is they put the data that is coming in into deep storage. And what they call deep storage here, that is, for instance, S3 or HDFS. So this is your Hadoop cluster down here. And so this is a very interesting point. And from there, then the data gets more or less deleted from the middle manager node. And from the deep storage, the data flows then, or gets put into historical nodes for a certain amount of time that you are configuring. So you have more or less a buffer here, to get data quickly. So for fresh data, you get the data into middle nodes, and then when you query it, the broker node knows, do I need to go historical or middle? And if it's on the middle, it goes over here, and if it's on the historical node, it goes over here. Now the cool thing here is that if all this crashes down, so the historical nodes fail, middle manager nodes fail, this coordination nodes and so on, they can't get restored, then you still have your deep storage here. And you can fill in when you set up the Druid DB again, you can fill up the historical node from the deep storage and start more or less fresh. And this is something super interesting. It's a cool idea to access your data or how to manage the whole thing. Yeah. Um, well, nodes here. The nodes. I'm guessing the nodes that are talking that they are talking here. Those are like EC2 instances or your hardware instances where you install then the nodes as a process on top of them. And the deep storage here, that one is S3, or that's a HDFS on-premise installation from your Hadoop cluster. Yeah. So that's a super interesting solution here, I'm thinking. So back to okay. Dragonflies. I meant EC2, not S3. Yeah, exactly. If you have more questions, just to Druid or some input, just put it in the chat. I'm going to get to it. One more thing, I have tried on LinkedIn to find out if or how production ready Druid is, and I have to admit I haven't checked the post if someone answered. So let me just quickly check. How, because Nick said yesterday that this is in an incubator stage. I'm guessing there are only two answers. No, there was just someone else who said have a look at Imply.io on-premise solution. That's Imply.io, make it trivial to get Druid up and running, and not to mention its drag and drop tool to build dashboards. I'm just going to put it up here so we can have a quick look, and then I think we're going to move on. So Imply, I'm not 100% sure. Product breakdown. That's okay. That looks a bit like Tableau here. First impression. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Yeah. We could get into docs. Just a quick. Okay. Maybe look at this later. Yeah. So they have their pipeline, the stable pipeline. They are using at least one semantics. We have been talking about this also. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. Yesterday. So at least once the information from the input here, if it's a database or a system or a API, gets processed at least once or multiple times, and then put into Cassandra. Okay, reusable features. Not 100% sure. Spark streaming can be done by data scientists. Okay. So you can see here, it's what they are in this case they are using Spark as a central tool for feature engineering or for feature processing. So data can come from Spark, Hive, Cassandra, or a SQL database, and they have Spark jobs who have this as input format and who can also put it out as output formats. And this is what I was talking about yesterday, that I just mentioned it quickly. With this, with tools like Spark, and if you have Kafka or in this case Cassandra and so on, you can build loops. You can have multiple jobs who process data in different ways, and so you can read from Kafka, process the data, put it back into Kafka, then have another streaming job who is getting this data and it does something else with it and further refines the data, and then you can build up a pipeline who is using multiple buffering stages from Kafka, for instance, and build more or less loops. If you get what I mean. This is very, very interesting. And they have Grafana dashboards. Okay. Let's just have a quick look here. Guys, if you see something interesting, just write it in the chat and we discuss it. I'm also oops, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. So they have a standardized process. Okay. It's as always, it's quite hard to understand exactly what these slides mean if you don't have the spoken presentation here. Okay. That is more or less this slide. And now the other thing that I have found from booking.com is something else on data streaming ecosystem from Alex Mironov. This is quite new. It's from October 2018. This is a 75 slide presentation, so we might skip a lot here. This is some interesting information about booking.com, travel e-commerce, 28 million plus listings of hotels, homes, apartments. This is interesting. That's it. I didn't know that it's that much. 140,000 destinations, 1.5 million rooms, nights reserved daily. Wow. Amsterdam. Okay, Netherlands. Interesting. Yeah, so let's have a quick look here. Okay, so can we make this larger? Oh no, that's not what I want. Dragonfly says I interviewed with them before. Their data is in the petabytes. Yeah, and they have some statistics later on in this slide. Yeah, so the interesting part here is that they have services. So this is more or less your ingest part or your data source part. Again, as you can see, they have, what is that? Is that an onion? I don't know. So they have Java processes or something with Go, and syslogs. Okay, system logs and MySQL databases, and this then gets into a system with Kafka Spark, Kafka streaming. Kafka stream. How is that called? Kafka Streams, Kafka Connect, and then Hadoop, Hive, Druid, Elasticsearch, and I'm guessing this is what they are using it for. So they are using personalization, notifications, experiment tracking, payments, events, logging, security. Tracking experiments. This is also something interesting that I meant yesterday when I talked about the, how was that book called? Lean Startup. Measure everything. Measure stuff. Measure how the customers are using the stuff. So they do usually what they do live, not only Booking.com, they do live changes on the system, and those changes then in a A/B testing manner get distributed on or get into the live system. And so without you knowing, you might be one of the tester of some new features, and then so you can, in this way, you can run live tests and have and figure out if you have the option, if you're using the new features, or if you're not using the new features. And this is a, can I zoom this maybe for you a bit? Yeah, I think this is better. Let's go here. 30 plus clusters. I'm not 100% sure all the time what people are specifying the cluster meaning. Is this really a cluster? Everything is like one of those is a cluster of 15, 20, 30 machines. Yeah. Dragonfly, they say they have 300 terabytes of data. Maybe, yeah, okay, I don't know if this is of the full data they have. They might have a bit new, a bit more, I guess. This would not be that much. 350 brokers, 1.5 thousand topics. Yeah. And they get 4.5 gigabits per second in, 4.7 gigabits per second out. So this is a, Dragonfly says I interviewed with the parent company. Okay, yeah, this might be then. Satellite core containers. So this is, I guess this is one of the instances they have running. This is an example. 24 cores, 128 gigabyte memory, 2 1.6 terabyte SSDs, and so on. 10 gig network. Puppet for distribution of software. Yeah, they say they are using a set of small clusters instead of a few giant ones. Okay. This is it's interesting. They're using multiple clusters. 8 brokers per cluster. That is not a huge thing. Yeah. They are using small with rack awareness. Okay. Now we have to go through here. 100%. Let's just go back. Yeah, 1.5 thousand topics. That's a lot. That depends on. That depends on exactly what you're doing with. So if you're like I've said a minute ago with the analytics, that you're doing, you're chaining stuff together, you're building pipelines on top of Kafka, where you're refining data, then you quickly have a lot of topics, because the output of one of the intermediate steps of a pipeline may go into a topic, and this topic is then reused, and so a pipeline then quickly gets a lot of topics. But yeah, that's a lot. Dragonfly asks, what is a Kafka broker? I can show this maybe to you. Let me just pull up the Kafka documentation. Maybe they have a nice image here. I'm thinking I have. They have. Don't they have a architecture here? No, I can't find a nice. So basically, the brokers on the Kafka side, those are the instances, the nodes that are running, where the topics are deployed on. So you can have a Kafka cluster or a Kafka system, and then you have, let's say, 5 or 10 brokers. There are 5 nodes. Let's say could call them nodes, and on those brokers your topics are, and then you have the partitions in the topics where then those are get distributed on the brokers. It's sad that they don't have a nice picture of this here. I'm just pulling it up here so you guys can see what I'm looking for. Nick says, so it would be more correct to talk about quantity of pipelines, right? Yeah, the quantity of pipelines then would let you know how big are how many intermediate steps do you have in such a pipeline. That would be an interesting insight of what is happening here and how complex the systems are running. Yeah. So if you let's say you, how quickly can we get into pipeline, get the information from the pipelines up? So let's say you ingest data from a system. Then what you're doing, you're putting it into a Kafka topic, and from there you're putting it into with Spark Streaming, you're putting it into a database. So you have one topic. What you can also do is then you get the data from this topic and put it, analyze it, put it into another topic, and the data from this topic then gets put into storage, and that gets then used again into some other jobs. Then you already have 2. Then so it can go very, very quickly, very, very big. Let me just, I'm still hung up on the Kafka architecture. I can't find a good implementation here. Maybe this one. It's a bit. No, okay, now it's clearing up. Here you can see it. So what you have is you have your producers. Those are like the your web services, or your logging from the servers in your cluster, and they are, then you have your Kafka cluster that is using Zookeeper for keeping track of the topics and the offsets on the topic. And then within the cluster you have your brokers, which are the nodes basically where everything is happening. And then you have your consumers, and they pull messages from your cluster. And so basically you have a topic that is distributed on or you're getting new data from the topic, and then when you pull the message, the consumer is getting the message from each of the brokers, or from each partition that is laying on one of these brokers, and putting it out. Here is the data is getting put in and then distributed over the brokers, because you have your topic, and that topic is then is distributed into partitions, and those partitions then go onto the cluster, onto the brokers, and you have replication and so on. So super simple. And yeah. Okay, so they have, as you can see here, they have multiple instances of how do you know the data has been consumed fully? You can set a flag within the publisher or within the producer. If I can show this to you, Kafka producer. How was that called? Let's call it acknowledges. You can basically set up. Okay, I don't find it right now. You can find this in the Kafka documentation. The thing is, you can define in the producer. Do you want to just shoot out or shoot in the information, and if something gets dropped, then it's gone and you don't know it, or you can wait for acknowledgement of the of one of the systems that the data is stored. Basically, one of the brokers, that one broker says, okay, the data is stored, or you can set that you get the acknowledge when the data is stored and replicated to another broker. So you can, in this way, you have basically three options of putting in or publishing data to Kafka and making sure that you actually get the data transmitted to the Kafka broker. The thing is, the quickest way, of course, is just shoot it in, and but this then would be at least once, at most once. This would be more like the first step to at most once. So at once processing, so you shoot it in, and it's either there or it's not there. And then, of course, for at most once, then you have the systems behind it. But so let's go further here. Okay, they say producers, and these producers produce into the Kafkas, and then they have the consumers. And if one goes down, okay. The problem is always with the slides, as I said, if you don't know what they're talking about. Okay. This then looks like they have something like a global registry, global schema registry, global Kafka, global Zookeeper. I'm not 100% sure. Or this could also be a comparison of how this would work if you don't split it up into multiple clusters. Kafka Monitor, Kafka Connect. Kafka Connect, I also I'm reading a lot of stuff about this stuff. Kafka Streams also, what's that? Kafka Streams, the new stuff in Kafka. I need to check this out myself. Don't know what this is. No idea what this is. So they are the schema management, connector and replicator. Okay, so they are also not finished with this stuff. Yeah. Also, Nick, as for the topics, you can also see another thing here where the topics get also. You can multiply the topics. You have your production system, and then through a replicator, you have a sync to the replicator, and then a producer that is producing into another Kafka, basically the same topic that you've used before. So you could, in theory, double the topics if you're replicating everything from production into dev. And yeah, so this is another thing. It might be a part of Confluent Platform, just like KSQL, says Nick. Okay. I'm not that familiar. I'm not that familiar with it. Nick, maybe you can share some more information about that. It just pull it up. This is basically this is how I work when I hear something new. Google it, go to Confluent, okay, products, KSQL, okay, Confluent Platform. Let's quickly look at that. Kafka connectors, schema registry, Kafka client, that REST proxy. I'm QTD. Okay, forget it. Yeah, this is something they might use. Because with the REST proxy, this is, as we've seen, ensure universal access to Kafka from any network connected via HTTP through a RESTful interface. This is something that we have seen yesterday on the Airbnb, where they had this middle layer between the storage and the APIs, and then the data storage, the SQL databases. This would be more or less, I'm guessing this is something you use here. Let's go back here. Yeah, in this idea that you have multiple small clusters, so you are putting a REST proxy in front of them, and this way you can route your data into different small clusters and load balance the whole thing. Yeah, this sounds just like what they might need and might use. Yeah. What was KSQL? Streaming SQL for Apache Kafka. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know the Confluent platform. I'm working with CDH as well, so I'm a Cloudera guy, and I've been a Cloudera guy for many years, and always happy with Cloudera. So yeah, but that all sounds very interesting. Streaming for Apache Kafka. I don't want to show any videos here. I need to keep this up. So this, yeah, we will need to keep this. I'm going to put this in the links. Yeah, we have seen this. Kafka Connect. Okay, distributed mode. I have no idea what they mean with that. Standalone mode. Yeah, this is something. Don't know. Cluster messages per second. 200,000 per second. Cluster bytes. 100 megabytes per second. Okay. Oh. Availability 99.9999992. Interesting. Kafka monitor. Interesting. Not 100% sure what this is. Graphite. I'm guessing this is something. Under replicated partitions for alarming. Yeah, this is always something that is not super good. Incident replicas. Failed request. Offline partitions. Disk space. Yeah, disk space. Secure backups. Okay. Boson. Okay, now we're getting into some details that I don't actually. Because something like storage usage and so on, you can also see in a CDH very good in the monitor. Okay, that was it. Okay, what do you guys think? Was that interesting for you? Did you think they are doing a bit more, a bit different stuff? Nick said yesterday it would be interesting to know what they are doing with Clickstream and so on. I have been trying to find stuff or what they are doing with at booking.com with Clickstream, but I haven't found anything. So yeah. Yep. Oh, that's Druid. Okay. Yeah, guys. That was already it. I don't have more prepared. As I said, I didn't have that much time. The kids get to bed at 9 p.m. and then I spent some time with my wife and then got online here, so I didn't really have time to research today. Throughout the day I did some look into that. The small one is already getting awake here. Yeah, because I have the baby phone here again. I came across your YouTube channel when I saw your 3 minutes Kafka install. I was like, this is a guy to follow. Yeah, this one has a lot of views, and as you know, always you're starting with something and then you want to continue, and then you have so many ideas. And I actually initially wanted to do more with Kafka, but yeah, the thing is always that you don't want to bore people, and a lot of stuff you can find on the internet, and so I moved on. But yeah, that is I recently rewatched it, and the whole setup here was different, and I was looking a bit different. Yeah. Yeah, Nick, share this stuff on social media. Um, hit the like button here, and I'm trying to get more people into these streams and to start more discussions um, uh, in the chat, and that you're getting more input, because as you can see, I'm also working through this stuff myself, and when we have enough people in the chat, you guys then can fill in the blank spots that where I have some blanks, and we can all learn stuff together. So yeah, I would really like that. Yeah, I don't want to drag this out. If you guys have some ideas, I'm going to make a few clips then from this, as always. And yeah, if you want to, if one of you has some articles and so on about data engineering, or want to push something, what I have, I don't know if you know, I haven't been pushing it lately that much. I have a medium distribution called Plumbers of Data Science. I can show this to you. Where you guys can contribute articles. It's super simple. I don't want to publish my stuff here. I have my blog for my stuff. I want to have this one initially for you guys. So if one of you has some interesting stuff, you can just put it here, and I have a link to the podcast, to my podcast site, basically on my homepage. I need to update this, where you have access to all the podcasts. But this is the only thing for me, and everything else here, big data platforms. You can see some people have already published stuff, processing, storage, visualization, and how to contribute. This is all for you. How are the statistics on this here? Let's look at some stats. Okay, as you can see, I haven't really pushed it in the past weeks. So in February, when I started it, I had 800 views here, 900 minutes read, and then blah. Yeah. But I think we can do some stuff here. Yeah, I would like to. The initial thought here was to get this as a platform for you to put your data engineering stuff, and as a data engineering publication. The Towards Data Science publication, they also have some. Was that here? That was in Towards Data Science. They also have data engineering stuff, but you need to look on and find the data engineering stuff here. And it's not that easy, because it's hidden here. You have data science, machine learning, programming, visualization, contribute, and more like a partner, or a friendly distribution publication besides Towards Data Science. Next is, what about Next Theme CERN? I heard that they also use Kafka Spark Solar, H-based Kudu, and collect tons of particles tracks with terabytes second speed. Yeah, CERN is. Yeah, we can look at CERN. No problem. CERN is super interesting. I have in the past read some stuff about CERN, and yeah, CERN is crazy. CERN is really, they have a lot of data. The thing is, I'm not sure how long they store everything, and Also depends on, of course, one of the tests gets a lot of data. How many tests are they doing? But I'm thinking I don't remember how much, but it was like, whoa, they have. Yeah, the terabytes per second. This is from the particles, because they have this this whole big setup where they collide stuff and then track the particles. This is a how can you say this? The frequency is very, very high of measurement, and so you're getting a lot of data. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure if I tomorrow I can't do a stream because I'm meeting with some friends for a how do you say this in English? Yeah, we're meeting for for an evening and have a men's evening. Call this weekend. Yeah, that's true. Now we're playing poker and eating some steaks. Next is also, I think it would be really good idea to try at least to make a Google table or so about data engineering tools, their features, free and paid. Yeah, I can do this. I'm not 100% sure how to do it right now. I don't know where to say it because if I make a document and put it on Google, then I can edit it, and you guys, if I share the link, you can access it. Interesting. Could also put it now on Medium. This is not working on Medium. And on my Patreon, I can do open posts, but then I would need to share the document all the time. So this also doesn't make any sense. I'm not sure if you need a Dragonfly Fast asks all you need a Gmail account. For me, I'm thinking everything I need is I just need a Gmail account. The thing is, this might be the best choice to have a Google document where I share the link and I make it open. Yeah, I need to start with this as soon as possible, because when we have down 10 or more of these streams, I have no way of remembering everything. Yeah, guys, let's connect on LinkedIn. Let's connect on LinkedIn. Should I do we can make I can make a Plumbers of Data Science group on LinkedIn, and we can all join if you guys want. And then you guys can post also post some stuff and invite some people if you want. What do you think? Okay then. All right. Well, let's do it. Okay, the group, Promise of Data Science. Purpose of the group, data engineering and data and big data experts. No, not experts. A big data. Let's set the tone and expectations. Don't spam. Or you get banned. Standard group visible in search results. Members can invite members to join. I'm going to put in a picture later, and boom. All right. Can I put you guys in here? Just, is that open? Admin's blocked. I think, is that set so everybody can join? I have no idea. Care more. Where's the chat going? Copy link to group. I think I cannot post links. Let's do it this way. I'm going to make a post. Yeah, I don't want to have requests to join. I just want people to be able to join. Somewhere I need to manage this. Update your settings, maybe here. Display group on profile. I have no idea. Okay, this group is shown in my profile. So if you go to my to me, your profile. There should be. Groups. Okay, Plumbers of Data Science. It's here. Okay, it's visible. I just want to make sure that you guys can join and can invite people without me needing or anyone needing to. Yeah, I'm going to figure that out later. Okay, guys. Let's stay in touch. I'm thinking maybe Sunday evening or Monday evening. I don't know. I don't know. I'll let you know on my LinkedIn when the next stream is, and then yeah, have a great weekend. I'm guessing I have a great weekend. I have a lot of stuff planned. The whole weekend is planned. Okay. Yeah. Have a great weekend. Have a great day, and see you in the next stream at about CERN. Okay. Bye-bye.